The Roy G. Guerrero Park is located in the middle of Austin, right along the Colorado River, just below Longhorn Dam. It is a park that has disc golf and ball fields, has a bunch of trails, wonderful wildlife. In the 1970s, there was a property that was being developed on Riverside Drive. There was a creek going through that property, Country Club Creek. The developer was able to build a bypass channel that took the floodplain off of the property they wanted to develop and sent it towards the river in a different path. That land started getting purchased in the 1980s and it became Roy G. Guerrero Park. But what was really needed was a complete engineered solution that would get that water from the channel all the way to the Colorado River in a way that wasn't eroding parkland. I'm Jana Renfro. I'm a managing engineer with the Creek Flood and Erosion Division of the Project Design and Delivery Branch of Austin Watershed Protection. Most of the erosion in Austin is just a product of the watershed being developed and the changes in that watershed. Then the creek has to adjust to them. Creeks get bigger, wider, deeper, and that's when we run into problems. For Roy G. Guerrero, this is a different case. This was actually legacy infrastructure that was improperly designed and built. So everything happened at such a catastrophic scale, unlike we would see in most natural creek systems. And a normal rate of erosion in most Austin creeks is maybe on the order of feet per year. We were looking at hundreds of feet per year. In this case, this was not erosion of the banks, it was actually erosion of the bed. So the bed of the channel was trying to lower itself 25 feet because that's how much fall it had to accomplish to get to the river. That kind of erosion we call a head cut. And every time water flows over that face, the head cut continues to move upstream. But in this case, because it was such a drastic elevation change, every time we had a rain event, it was moving 20, 30 feet with just a regular rain, not a true flood event. We have lots of different soil types across Austin, and even a lot of our channels and creeks are in rock. Well, this area historically was a massive sandbar. So when we did our geotechnical borings, we had 40 feet of solid sand before we hit bedrock. The sand is a material that is highly erosive, and you have to be very thoughtful in the engineering process about how you're going to handle that. And for a few years, the channel actually had a choice to go one way or the other. At the point that the erosion got to the fork in the channel, the longer flow path actually became abandoned because the erosion had gone beneath that channel and now it could no longer reach the longer flow path. So once all the water was on that shorter flow path, the erosion just picked up at a clip that we had never seen before. In the Memorial Day storm of 2015, the bridge collapsed. The pedestrian bridge didn't have a problem with it in itself. The problem was that it was sitting on a channel that was unstable and eroding. And so it's like the rug was just swept out from underneath the bridge. And because the erosion would not stop in parkland, it would continue upstream. We had apartment buildings at risk, including roadways like Riverside and Wickersham. It really needed a full project in order to stop the erosion because it would continue on otherwise. We started preliminary engineering on this project after the Memorial Day and Halloween storms of 2015, and then we transitioned into the design of the project. The 2015 Memorial Day storm and the 2015 Halloween storm were both federally declared disasters. That opens up a lot of federal funding. Ultimately, the federal government did pay for $8.5 million of this project. The project in total cost about $28 million, and we were under budget. During the years while we were in design for the bigger project, we engineered and constructed 5 projects just to manage the erosion that was happening, to stabilize banks, stabilize the bed, protect infrastructure from further erosion. Instead of just running computational models, doing regular engineering design work, we actually paused in the design process to build a model to make sure that we were getting it right. The normal equations that you would use for this type of channel design just start to fall apart at the extremes that we were dealing with. We're dealing with a lot of flow, we're dealing with a lot of elevation difference, we're dealing with very, very erodible soil. In order to scale down sand, they actually had to use crushed walnut shells. It mimics, in a way, it's a proxy for size. And the big, large boulders that we would use in the project are just small rocks. And our drop structures are smaller as well. We had a design that we thought was workable, and when we ran it in the lab, we realized you can't do what you're trying to do in the space that you have. The lab model really did change the course of design so that we have a more sustainable project. So it just became one sweeping bend to the river. We are able to let the channel be more natural, and so it can form a little meander pattern, but that big channel will hold the footprint in a bigger flood. The only way to take out steepness in a channel that really wants to be flat is to build basically steps. We built 3 concrete drop structures that would step the channel down to the river. Those drop structures allow the channel to be flat in between, and we can actually have channel that is vegetated with natural materials. We don't have to have a concrete channel the whole way. We actually optimized that drop structure to have the smallest footprint possible so that the rest of the channel could be natural. It's always a challenge when we're having active construction in the middle of a creek channel. So we have the entire watershed of Country Club West upstream of us, every time it rains, all draining down to our project site, through our project site. In order to try to minimize the damage that might occur during a rain event or during a flood, the contractor actually would build half of the channel, allow the water to flow on the other half, and then flip it and construct the other half. And this they had to do multiple times as they worked through the project. We added extra insurance onto the drop structures, into the channel itself. We were always kind of thinking about just how volatile this channel really can be.
And this is the Roy G. Guerrero Channel Stabilization Project. The concrete I'm standing on is a drop structure. A drop structure is designed to take the water from upstream to downstream without erosion. This drop structure is about 150 feet wide, and the drop from upstream to downstream is about 8 feet. When this channel is flowing full, there's 5,000 cubic feet per second of water flowing through the channel. Imagine 5,000 basketballs every second flowing down this channel, but each basketball weighs 62 pounds. That's a lot of water and a lot of force, so this drop structure has to be strong. It's built with concrete, it's reinforced with steel, and they have energy dissipators to knock all the energy out of the water before it travels downstream into the natural channel below, protecting it from erosion. With this project, we reconstructed almost a half a mile of this channel. When we're working in Austin's creeks, we want to keep the creeks as natural as possible. So most of this channel was designed with the native soil and native grasses that would normally grow in a creek. However, natural creeks like to move around the landscape as water flows through them. In this case, we didn't have that luxury. We're in parkland and we want to protect that space for park users. So we used riprap. This is limestone boulders that are large and they stay in place. They give the channel specific edges where it can't move past. We use this in certain locations just to protect against erosion and keep the channel in place. Think about it like bowling with bumpers. The water can move around, but it can't leave the lane. This 164-foot pedestrian bridge sits on top of one of the concrete drop structures. The foundation for this bridge extends over 50 feet through the unstable sand below us to sit on solid bedrock. This bridge was delivered to the site in 2 pieces. Massive cranes were used to join the pieces together to create this connection for the community.
The completed project now protects all of the parkland that's adjacent to it. It protects the ball fields, it protects critical infrastructure, the bridge itself is protected from erosion, and ultimately this project stabilizes the channel so that we don't have erosion move upstream through neighborhoods, threatening homes and apartments. This project was awarded 2025 Project of the Year by the Texas chapter of the American Public Works Association. It's an award that we are enormously proud of. Any project has a ton of complexities, but we spent a lot of long, hard hours as a design team just trying to get through the nitty-gritty details to make sure that we were delivering a really good project. And at the end of these really tough meetings, we would always end by saying, someday we're gonna walk across that bridge.